would you prefer in number 10, Keir Starmer or Kemi Badenoch? 0207 862 2222. In her first conference speech as Conservative leader yesterday, Kemi Badenoch unveiled a headline-grabbing new policy, the axing of stamp duty, in a bid to impress voters.
Stamp duty is a bad tax. It is an unconservative tax. The last Conservative government cut stamp duty for thousands of home buyers. But now we must go further. We must free up our housing market, because a society where no one can afford to buy or move is a society where social mobility is dead. Conference, the next Conservative government will abolish stamp duty on your home.
She also argued the Tories are the only ones who can save Britain, claiming that all Labour have offered voters is change for the worse.
Do you know the one thing we Conservatives have done the most throughout our history? Clear up the mess left by Labour. And my goodness, they are making one hell of a mess. Never in the field of human history have so many been let down by so few. All they have delivered is a doom loop of higher taxes, weaker borders, and month after month of chaos. They had a plan to win, but no plan for power, no vision for Britain.
And she took aim at Keir Starmer, specifically for his performance as Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister was asked to name his best moment in office. Do you know what he said? Walking into Downing Street. For once, I agree with him. It's been downhill all the way since. Who doesn't want to get rid of this utterly useless, weak Prime Minister?
Labour accused Badenoch of having a brass neck, referencing her proposed £47 billion in cuts. They reminded the Tories of the economy-crashing days of Liz Truss and said the party can't be trusted. So, Samuel, you start on this one. Is that a good day for Kemi yesterday?
Probably her best day so far as leader. Look,
because of stamp duty or what?
Well, she's had a decent conference. She's managed to land some policies for the first time that has cut through. People might have opinions on whether they agree with it or not, but they have cut through this week. Clearly, this was going to be a tough job for anybody taking over after Rishi Sunak as the Conservatives entered the opposition. But what she has shown over the last week, and I have to say objectively, is that she's in it for the fight. She's willing to give it all that she can in order to hopefully get through next May's locals and potentially, lead the Conservatives into the next election.
What do you think?
I thought the crescendo at the end was good. Of course, that stamp duty idea would be lovely in theory. It would stimulate, the housing market, which is totally stagnant, and help people get on the ladder. But how she wants to pay for it? Oh, my goodness. She's copying Musk. Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. She wants to sack loads of civil servants, which has proven.
But why has the civil service grown so much since COVID?
Yes,
why is it so much bigger?
Nearly 600,000. By 2016, there was just under 400,000.
Yeah.
It's ballooned, partly because of things like Brexit negotiations and then the pandemic. People often forget we spent 400 billion quid, about a third of public expenditure in addition during the pandemic. So there are challenges, but what Kemi has said, which I agree with, is firstly, stamp duty will allow people to move. There are a lot of families who can't move home because of stamp duty, who want to get larger homes, but also that there's a need to reduce public expenditure. Like, whichever way you cut the mustard, that is a fact.
She's also going for sort of welfare and everything, and it's the same old, same old. And the thing is, I agree that Starmer is terrible on many levels. However, until politicians across the board stop, in my opinion, donations coming in, huge amounts, millionaires, spending money on political parties, they're never going to look up because they're paying for influence. And Starmer has this massive mandate, and he could have come in and been really radical, and he hasn't. She's saying austerity on acid. We don't need more of that. And the idea that Labour are not clearing up
austerity
but that argument, and I have to challenge that, because Labour funded significantly by trade unions, as we know.
And yet they're
donors,
and people like Sainsbury's.
Useless.
Because they are got it in their ear.
So who should fund political parties?
We need to find a new way.
Trade unions, where individuals give.
But we can't have the taxpayer doing it.
You say that if you donate, you don't get a peerage, you don't get a contract.
A peerage isn't worth that much, is it? I mean,
No,
go
but
and
you
sit in the
also
House of Lords.
no, you don't. You
With
just
old
don't
people.
get anything
Yeah.
for it. You do not get the ear and to influence and to say things like, "I am spending this much and now don't tax the wealthy."
All right. This is politics all over the world has this problem with people giving money and then expecting something in return, and the parties need money, but that's not what this is about. This is about, is Kemi Badenoch looking like a better leader than Keir Starmer?
No.
Shane in London, hello.
Hi, Jeremy.
What do you think, Shane?
I don't think either of them are up to the job. I think they're both a disgrace to the country, and that
You kind of got to make. Here's our board here, Shane. Look, I'm going to see if you can. I'm going to try and get you to go on one side, Shane. I'm going to oscillate. Which way do you go, Shane? Keir, Kemi. Come on. Come on.
Well, it had to be one.
Yeah.
It had to be Starmer.
Come on.
He said, "Starmer."
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Starmer.
I'll just put you down there. It took you a while.
Yeah, I
It
think
took you a while.
Guy
Is
Fawkes-
that because her stamp duty policy doesn't help you?
It's not helping me. It's helping the country. Neither of them are fit for purpose. It's like the councillors. People need to self-govern, and that means communities, because people don't realise that the community tax that they're paying goes to centralised government, and there's only a little bit that comes back.
You want local councillors to take over, the busybodies?
No,
Really?
not the councillors. Not the councillors. No, communities need to get together from all walks of life.
Really?
Councillors aren't cutting it. They're commanding a wage that's.
You never get anything built if you do that. You never get a road built. You never get a train line built.
I was a district councillor for 6 years, so I take offence, Shane, at what you've just said.
Also, Kemi
joking.
wants to emulate the ICE policy that's happening in the States as well,
Yeah.
with deportation. That's horrendous.
Well, it's probably well supported in the States.
I don't think so
they're deporting-
anymore.
well,
he's waged war
I've
on
seen
Chicago and Portland.
I know. Things are going crazy in the States, there's no
Yeah.
question. But there's some things that I bet your regular American doesn't want to say they quite enjoy seeing.
I think
And one
their
of them is
tide's
picking up people without papers and throwing them out the country.
I think the tide's turning. Even right-wing people like Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, they're all sort of slightly getting a bit alarmed by it now, because you've got your neighbours, people that you know, just being dragged off.
Oh, God. I mean, a guy shouted at some police, I'm not allowed to be in this country. I think he was joking. They gave chase. He was on a bicycle. He escaped. It's gone a bit nutty. But I'm not sure she wants to go that far.
She does.
OK. Nigel in Buckinghamshire, hi. Oh, Nigel's not there. So sorry, everyone. Rob in Cheshire, hello.
Hi, Jeremy. You all right?
Do you want your name on the board, or are you going to give me a sort of 50-50 now?
To be honest, I don't believe in either of them either, fully. I think they've been lying to us for years now. We're being made to believe that we need them, and I don't think we actually do at all.
Don't need either a Labour or Conservative, you mean?
Don't need governments.
Don't need governments?
Control in that way.
Wow. Could you do without collecting tax, for example?
The whole thing needs reorganising.
Just end up with the same thing in a different shape, though.
The whole thing.
Right? So we could just go back to living on the land.
Well, there you go.
Would you wouldn't have a water network or electricity or power or gas, but maybe we could go agrarian, they call it.
Health system.
These people are so
Health
disillusioned.
system.
So
They are,
disillusioned.
and that's
Yeah.
not mocking you, Rob, because what you said is that a lot of people feel is like this lot are not helping. No one's helping.
Yeah, I agree.
As
I mean, the political class, they are generally useless.
But I think if you look at why, you've got people who, that before they get into government, they seem so passionate. So even our own Home Secretary, you look at her in 2014 talking one way, and then she's
Shabana
suddenly...
Mahmood?
Yeah, she's suddenly Home Secretary, and she's turned into an authoritarian, in my...
That's how democracy
But
works, Jemma.
why? What is it about
Because they're
getting
trying to
into
do
that
what people want.
ministerial car?
All right.
Who
It's not the
is
car.
in your ear?
It's very difficult to maintain ideological purity when you go into a functioning democracy, because you're trying your best to manage as many people's perspectives as possible And on top of that, you've got folks like Jeremy, who are, journalists, who you also need to find a way to sell your message to, for them to give you the room to be able to portray that.
I understand all of that,
and then you throw social media into the mix.
I think it's linked to donors and money.
No. I think we're probably
by.
ranging too wide, but it's no, not at all, Jemma. It's so fascinating. It might just be personnel that if you're really, really talented now and you're 25 years old, sorry, Samuel, you don't go into politics.
Yeah,
you go in to make money or do something, but you don't go into politics. It's the papers and everything else we need to talk about, including the news that pubs may be open for longer. Now more calls on who you would prefer in power. We managed to get Shane to commit, but it was a hard old job there.
He was reluctant.
So we're actually, obviously, the sort of ghost. Do I dare do the ghost at the banquet? Is Mr. Farage there?
Yeah.
But we're not including him. OK, so we're just giving you that choice. Nigel in Buckinghamshire, which way would you go?
I'd go for good morning. I'd go for Kemi every day of the week. I think she's honest. I think she's done a fantastic job, and I really like her.
It's a hard old party to run at the moment, isn't it?
It is a hard old party, but I think if she got a fair crack at the whip and a lot more airtime on the TV stations, she could sell herself much better than Farage.
We keep inviting her on. I heard someone say that they had her on their show and she was really grumpy, which surprised me. Samuel, is she grumpy?
Why were you surprised?
I just think you've got to at least charm journalists.
I mean, look, Nigel Farage is not in the list, but he's obviously more charismatic than both of the two of those.
And when are you leaving for the Reform Party?
Can we put another ghost?
Never, I think. Never, I think.
Can we put another ghost who I think is cutting through? Is Zach Polanski?
He's not in the race, but I like him. He's very good at comms.
But I think he's going to...
Do you support his policy of legalising heroin?
I didn't know that was one of his...
Well, he's obviously not cutting through then, is he? Nigel, thank you.
I haven't heard him talking about that, Jeremy, but I've heard him talking about a lot of other things.
Lucy in Essex, hello.
Hi, hello.
Which one? Where would you like your name on the board?
If I were forced to choose, it would be Starmer, but I think they're both terrible candidates. Kemi has got to go, because when Trump was running for his second term, I asked a number of people, and everyone said Trump will definitely not get in. Yeah. And I said he will, because they're not ready for a woman. When the country is in a mess, you need a strong man at the helm. Yes. And I think they are leaving the door open for Farage with a female candidate.
Now, look, I've got to hand that to Jemma. It's time for a strong man. Lucy, come on, Jemma, you can roar. Don't look at your phone.
Look, we're a bit past that. I mean, as Jeremy said, although she doesn't resonate with my politics, Margaret Thatcher was arguably one of the most successful Conservative leader. I mean, that's just
Lucy,
we just need good.
You can't say that,
Lucy. We need good people.
Good talent. You can think it, you can't say it.
I just have, I'm afraid.
You can say, as we've just proven, you can say anything on this show.
It's in a mess. The woman won't get in, I'm sorry. Farage is going to get in if she's the only opposition. That's my opinion.
But a strong man, we're thinking there, you may like Trump, but to me, strong men do cause bother. Look at that clown in Argentina.
I mean, you've got Putin, you've got Trump, you've got Netanyahu.
I shouldn't say clown. Look at the gentleman who's running Argentina, who's just done a rock concert,
whatever.
Bankrupted them. Yeah. All right, Lucy, good. What a thought, though. And also, you can say it if you want. We're interested. Nick in Lancashire. Go on, Nick.
Hello, Jeremy. Good morning to you and the panel.
Where are you on my board?
It's easy, this. It's a no-brainer. Kemi, definitely.
All right. What do you think as of yesterday, or you just generally think she's good anyway?
No, as of yesterday.
Really? Well, the stamp duty policy?
Yeah, well, she was very clear about what she wanted to do. She had direction. She had, she was on fire. It was a brilliant effort.
Well, have you been waiting for your party to revive? Because it's been a while.
Yeah, I have. Farage was doing a good job, and now,
You think she's competition? Because interestingly, she thinks Farage is on the left of Labour. Because Farage is saying we'll cut less welfare than Labour will. And that's her opportunity.
Yeah, Farage is kind of similar to Boris Johnson in the sense that he's very charismatic, but also he's very passionate about being popular. And so he'll take the most seductive things from the left and the right, so bigger state, but also very aggressive on immigration. And can that really sustain itself?
Yeah, I think in the end, populism,
yeah,
as we know, has its own punishment, which is you get in and then the ceiling falls in. Thank you, Nick. Let's see, Trevor in Hertfordshire. Who can I interest you in, Trevor?
Keir Starmer all day long. That speech yesterday was the most boring Tory speech I've ever heard.
What, you watched it all, did you?
Yeah, I've been following politics since I was 14. I'm 76 now. I've been following it since she needs to go. She's pathetic.
Well, I tell you what, it's great to hear you watch the speech, and not everyone does that. So, weren't there some good jokes in there? That thing about Keir Starmer, the best thing he did.
She bored me. She absolutely made me boring.
I mean,
can I say, I think because you've got a lot of disillusioned people, and we've had one caller saying women shouldn't be. I think you need to go and be run by PTAs, the best, most efficient parents from PTAs around the country.
Okay, I mean, with all due respect, Trevor, if that was the most boring speech you've ever heard, then you've clearly never been to a Tory party conference.
What about the Chris Philp? Did you see the Chris Philp speech yesterday, Trevor?
Oh, that was bad.
I do not want to go to a Tory conference, mate.
but you'd be Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer's not the most exciting guy, is he?
No.
No, they're clearing the mess up the Tories made.
All right, thank you, Trevor. Well, there we are. That's an interesting collection of it. And we do think there is a ghost at the feast there. We'll see one day. We'll talk about Farage again. OK, after the break, it's the papers and everything else, including Sir Lenny Henry's calls for all Black Britons to get compensation for slavery involving an awful lot of trillions of pounds.